So welcome to the show. My name is Stephen Taylor. Thank you very much for taking out the time and joining us today. It's a COVID-19 special. Of course, it's hectic times that we've had the past few months, the past year, having to deal with COVID-19, and we encourage everybody to please wear your mask, to social distance, and to wash your hands, sanitize on a regular basis. And somebody that knows more about that than I do, that actually had COVID and is here to tell the story. Kouthar, I forgot your surname.
Davids.
There we go, Kouthar Davids. Oh, okay. Hello, Kouthar Davids.
Good afternoon, Stephen Taylor. See, I remember your surname. I am very, very well after a challenging battle with not just COVID-19, but COVID-19 pneumonia, which is it's a more hectic strain than just COVID, because it actually really attacks your lungs. So I think I'm here to just speak about and elaborate more about my story on COVID-19 pneumonia. So before I continue, I need to greet everybody with the universal greeting of peace in Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Kouthar Davids. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. So yes, my journey started when I received a bit of aches and pains and migraines. That was on the 7th of December. I just thought it was something, normal, a headache. I was going to take something and sleep it off. But the body pains is what hits me. And that was the Saturday, the Sunday. I was out, relaxing in bed the whole time, just taking, self-medicating. That did not work. I wrote my paper, and I wrote my last paper on the Monday. Sick, I wrote it. That was that week. I was self-medicating, and then I spoke to my doctor the Monday after I wrote my exam to tell the doctor that this is how I'm feeling. She did a telephonic interview, and she said, you have the symptoms. Yeah. You need to isolate immediately and then try to go to the hospital doctor to get yourself tested. The Wednesday I got tested, and I told my mom that I know that I'm going to be positive because I've never endured this kind of symptoms. Sure. I had basically everything. I had the headaches, I had the body pains, even occasional diarrhea. I had the dizziness and confusion. That was very, very minor, but I had that as well. And then on the Saturday or the Sunday, I couldn't breathe. Yeah. I woke up, I couldn't breathe, and I put myself on our home nebulizer, and that's when my mom said, no, you need to go to hospital. And I didn't want to. I was very, very stubborn. Then she went to our personal doctor. She phoned me directly to encourage me to go, because if I got up from bed and walked to the toilet or to the kitchen, I was really tired. Yeah. And she said I need to go to the hospital immediately. I showered, packed my bag, and I went to Malamed in Gatesville. They admitted me that night. They first did x-rays, and they actually said, you know what, you have COVID on your lungs. You can't breathe, so you have two options. It's either you self-medicate at home, or you go straight to the, we can admit you now and we can treat you immediately.
What is self-medicate?
Self-medicate is they give you the antibiotics.
Which doesn't actually help.
Yeah, so I'm there now. I can be admitted. Let me get myself treated, because the x-ray showed them that I had COVID on the lungs. I then got admitted. I was in there at about 2 o'clock, because I waited about 4 hours to see the doctor. Sure. But it was understandable for the amount of people that was before me. Everybody was sick. Really? So, yes, the with beds COVID? In trauma, I'm not too sure. Okay. But with the beds in trauma, everybody, it was full to capacity. So we obviously had to wait our turn. Sure. And I mean, that's private sector. Sure. So I can't imagine how the public sector would be. Yeah. From there, I got admitted. Immediately I was put on drips and immediately on the oxygen. Sure. And from there, that is how my journey started. And I was amongst different kind of people in the ward. The nicest part of it is that each ward has only 6 people in. So you either have...
Do you have to wear your mask in the ward?
No. Some people want to, some people don't. Okay. So in one ward will be just males. Okay. And another ward will be just females. Okay. And what I liked about is that there was unity in the hood, and because I was the youngest in the hood, I made friends with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm that type
I know.
of bubbly
Yeah, I
person
know.
and very optimistic, and I created that atmosphere in the hood because I took in consideration, there's a lot of old people
Yeah.
next to me, across by me. They don't have social media the way I do.
Yeah, no.
I can look at my phone and speak to my family.
Yeah.
They deteriorate because of stress and anxiety, fear.
Loneliness. Yeah.
They don't have the support that I have.
Yeah.
Where people on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp encourages me, sending me motivational messages. How are you? I got gifts every single day. I don't know if you saw, but I got
I
gifts
did.
every single day, and I shared my gifts amongst our people.
Wow.
Every day I gave everybody chocolate. I asked, I believe in the black seed and honey cure that our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used for himself. I distributed it in our hood. And the nicest part, not to be graphic, is that some people, even Christian people, would ask me for it because it helps bring up the flame. There was a lady that walked past me with a tissue full of flame. She said it helps with bringing up the flame. And that is why I continue distributing, because I believe in it. I don't say it's a cure, but it's something natural.
Yeah.
And it helped them. And one of the nicest parts is that I had a nice elderly lady. She's about 70 odd next to me. And she had diabetes, and because of all the gifts that I got and the chocolates and stuff that I got, she was sad. There's nobody there. Her kids are not around, and I
You
sat
can't get
by her.
visitors, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is how we support each other. We
Yeah.
sit next to each other and we support each other. And I went to her and I said, "Ma, do you want a chocolate?" And that lady, as old as she is, that lady's face just
Really?
grew, And I said, "I know you're diabetic, but I have dark chocolate here for you."
Oh, wow.
And that is something I don't like. I like normal chocolate. I
Yeah.
don't like dark chocolate. So I gave.
But apparently dark chocolate has a lot of benefits.
Exactly.
I didn't know that.
So that is how I gave, and she ate it like a small child. But I was so happy that I could do something for her because she was down and out. And eventually she told the nurse, "I want to get up. I want to get up."
Wow.
And she wants to sit up. And the nurse said, "If you fall, sister, I can go to jail." She got up and she literally did the Jerusalem dance
Really?
on her bed. And that is the beauty of it, and creating that type of atmosphere in there. And we cheered for her because she didn't have a family. There is people, that come and go, people recovered and they move. A bed got replaced every day.
Yeah.
There were sad moments where you will hear nurses running down the ward, and once they shout emergency, they're trying to resuscitate someone.
Or code black or whatever, yeah.
So those were sad times, and I also got, I was a communication barrier to the outside world. So because a lot of people followed my journey, some of them said, "My mom is in that ward."
I was one of them. I followed your journey from the start, and I was like, wow, this is
So
hectic.
I wasn't scared to share what I was going through, because I can say that I wasn't really into the whole COVID thing until you contracted.
What do you mean not into the whole COVID thing?
So I took my precaution, but I didn't really, believe in it until.
So you thought it was a hoax?
Yes, I wouldn't say it was a hoax. I just said there was a virus out there, but I don't know how deadly it was, and that is why it says the numbers changed into names that you know, and that is why when I got up, when I walked the corridors, I said to myself, there's a lot of people in my shoes, a lot of young people in my shoes enjoying life during the festive season.
Yeah.
I need to do something about it. Put my pride away. I was embarrassed, but the objective was to create awareness. And even if that video could have saved one person's life of going out, one teenage life of going out, it could have saved that person from spreading it to that person, from spreading it to that person. And if it could touch, I was happy about that.
Do you know how you got it?
It could be in, I won't say in my workspace, but because I'm so around a lot of people, it could be, I'm not too sure. But then again, I also like going out.
Okay.
I like supporting our local bands. I like going out for supper. So you can contract it anywhere.
Yeah, you can.
And like I shared a video, one little cough on here he uses a spoon,
Yeah.
he uses the buffet,
Yeah.
it spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
So you can't really say where you got it. But for me, it was home and work mostly all the time.
But I mean, it's very rare that you'll get it on a surface, or it's sometimes unheard of, but it can happen, but it's very rare. It's more direct, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the nicest part is nobody that I was with from the Saturday that I started to feel ill throughout contracted it.
Wow.
My dad, my brother, my sisters, my mom, everybody, even my friends that I was with the weekend, none of them were
That's
positive
awesome.
because I asked him, I said, you know what, I contracted the virus. I need to know if you are safe. If you are,
Yeah.
if you're not, please get yourself
Yeah.
tested. A lot of people are very shy to say that they have COVID, but it's a mean of transparency. It's a mean that you're showing care to the next person because, I mean, you need to tell them you were with him. But coming back to the hospital, that was the happy times. The sad times were, like I said, I was the communication barrier. And because people knew that I was in the ward, they would say, you know what, check on my mother. And they were obviously in ICU. So because I regained strength every single day, I would put on my mask, and the nurses started to see my face constantly and coming into the ICU, which I thought they weren't going to, because that is people that's extremely sick.
Yeah.
So
How
I
long
would
were you in
walk
hospital?
for about almost 2 weeks.
Yo.
About almost 2 weeks. And then I walked through ICU, and you would see the people, you know, like, and they have stuff on their chest.
But you were also doing that, right?
Yes, through, but I was provided oxygen. I didn't need a ventilator.
Okay.
Didn't need one. And you would actually see how ill they look. And I got to speak to one mother, like personally. And I said, you know what, here's some black seed and honey, but also regards from your family and your daughters and stuff. And she said, please tell my daughter that she never put in the right charger. And I told her, I'll tell her that so that you can, you know, speak to your family immediately. That was one mom that I could speak to and relay messages to. And another mom I couldn't, because she was totally out of it. But she looked beautiful. She looked peaceful. They don't look like people that are sick.
Yeah.
And that is what I can't understand. You have a conversation with him and you get a message, you know, that they're gone. And for me, that touched me a lot, because I put myself in the position if that was my mom. And just me being the last person from the outside world that could have seen him, that could have given some sort of motivation to them, and obviously give them a cure that our prophet used to use. It touched me, because I'm the daughter of a mother, and that's the daughter that I'm speaking. Look what I'm doing to their mothers. And I'd get messages saying, you know, mom's okay, or my mom passed away, or they're busy resuscitating her and she's gone.
Yo.
And those things, you know, really, really touched me, because yes, the journey was nice, but the journey was also very emotional, because of people that die constantly, every single day. So I tried to change that negativity into something positive, and that is why I kept on creating a barrier of positivity within our ward. And I literally built relationships with everybody in the ward, and that is why everybody will always just say I'm a little gift or a little angel in their lives. That was just the beauty of being in hospital. I made the most of my time there, and what I really admired was the priest that actually came. He was, for my stay, I've heard him a few times, majority of the times in the male ward, because obviously the priest can't see us females.
Yeah.
So the priest would preach, and he would preach, and I would think to myself, is he preaching because someone passed away, or is he just preaching to give some hope?
Motivation, yeah.
And that is I asked the nurse, you know, can I go next door and just, you know, hear what he has to say? Even though he's a Christian man, I would want to hear. Maybe he can give me some hope. And I questioned myself, where is our Muslim priest? Where's our imams? Where's our sheikhs? Because there is Muslim women and men also in our hood that also need that spiritual upliftment. And that is when myself and another 2 elderly women would recite, and another woman opposite would recite aloud on behalf of everybody in the hood. And that is just the nice part, and that's just the beautiful memories that I had from there. Obviously, the doctor has monitored me often because I still had the side effects constantly. And he said because my oxygen is good, he's happy with that. That is the only thing that they needed me in the hospital for, to monitor my chest and to check my oxygen. And my oxygen was brilliant, and alhamdulillah, I could have, leave. Once I was discharged, I still had COVID symptoms every day. I was like a snook in bed, laying. And my mom would give me as much things as possible. I would take a lot of immune boosters. I was on so much tablets, blood thinners and prednisones.
Really?
And
Jeez.
it was a whole lot of stuff. And for as young as I am, I don't consume so much tablets. And I'm slowly getting myself off from it. I'm doing more steaming, more breathing exercise, because obviously I don't have COVID anymore.
Yeah.
But the lungs are still a bit down because of the COVID that attacked
Still
it.
recovering, yeah.
And
But did you take immune boosters before you got COVID?
No.
Ah,
No.
okay.
I didn't take vitamin C's, didn't take zinc, didn't take any of that.
Do you think that would have worked if you did?
Maybe I wouldn't have gotten so bad.
Okay.
Because obviously that prevents, it already fights, it prevents, it shields your body from when it get it already like, hey, I'm going to fight you. So obviously I never had that.
Yeah.
But I'm still on those vitamins every day. I still now take my zinc and
You can still
vitamin
get it
D.
again, right?
Very, very unlikely.
Okay.
And if I do, I'll get it very mild because your body builds antibodies. And that's where I'm going to come in next, because I know a lot of people, and people know me being a social butterfly. A friend of mine said, Kouthar, I can't see you like this. I message you and I ask you how you are, and you're always saying you one day is better than the other day, but you feel down and out. And he has brought me something that is now banned, the drug called Ivermectin, and he asked me about my weight, gave me 1.6 from his syringe onto a teaspoon under my tongue. And the next day I would say 50% better than what I was the previous day. And I decided, because of our research before I took it, I'm going to create a video more to document my journey of it. Since I've been documenting in hospital, I'm going to document this as well. And for my 3rd day, I became better. My 4th day. By my 5th day, I had no symptoms at all. By my 7th day, I decided to go out because I was in isolation literally for about 34 days. I did not go out in the sun, did not step foot. It was just the test in and out of hospital. That's it. And when I got home, I obviously got a migraine. It could be the consumption of air, the consumption of the sun, the wind. So it was just overwhelming for my body. So this whole section here, my whole head was just throbbing. But it was throbbing from that night till into the following day, and I never got a migraine again. So I've been documenting and just trying to see any side effects. I did have the runny tummy for about 2 to 3 days. But what's worse, having the runny tummy or death?
Exactly.
So I took that risk for myself and I used it. And I won't lie to you, Stephen, since that video went viral, a lot of people asked me about it. A lot of people got it by whoever they got it from, and it's been working for them. They can't thank me enough for creating awareness around it. And I will keep on creating awareness around it. And whoever's distributing, they should continue, because it's healing our people. It's helping our people.
There is a group actually on Facebook that I've joined, the 40,000 people on there talking about
Sahari.
Ivermectin.
Yes.
And it's interesting to see people's real responses of, as you say, using it and coming out on the other side. And I don't know. I think SAPRA must look at the US, because the US has just approved it for use in people. Obviously, it's normally used on animals, right? So human consumption, not really known, or if it is, that still needs to be. But if the US have approved it, that means that they've done their research, they've looked at it, and
Look,
yeah.
it's been used globally. People globally is coming out and saying that they are using it. They have used it. They used it in the 1980s by a doctor that says he highly approved it. There is a panel of doctors here in South Africa that advocates it, that wants it to be unbanned because it's helping our people.
Are there any side effects?
Like separately, there was actually a lot of side effects, but I've just experienced the mild side effects, which was the runny tummy. Maybe the migraines was because of that. Maybe it was because of the wind. I'm not too sure.
Like go everything out?
Look, if you take it on an empty stomach and you eat maybe an hour, that is it's gonna kill all parasites, all bacteria, all infection inside, and that is really what you're discreting.
Somebody said that it's got garlic in it. Is that true?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, it's a
Lots
funny
of stories going around.
it's a funny taste under the tongue. But I mean, like I said, would you want that? Would you want would you want the just to experience the minimum side effects? So, I mean, that is also part of COVID. You also have the running tummy. You also have the migraines, the body pains. This is something different. So
it's a
I
tablet
believe
form
it.
and a liquid form?
Tablet and liquid. In my experience, liquid is more effective.
Okay.
People that I've spoken to will always
But
tell
if they
me,
can only get the tablet form, that's also fine.
yes, you can. I know a person who is busy on it right now. Is healing very slowly.
Okay.
But the person who has used it took it last night. He's telling me, oh no, my sister's smiling already. It works in a couple of hours.
Okay.
So I would encourage the liquid form for anybody who's interested.
But people must be careful because there's a lot of black market
I
stuff going
was
around.
just going to come to that. With a banned drug that is working and that is highly in demand, there's going to be a black market that's going to start. So for the people that is, that is not open-minded, the people that really want it, that need to take it on their own risk. And I'll always encourage people to first consult your doctors.
Yes.
If you can, there might be a substance in your history, you're allergic to something in the substance, and we do not want to encourage it, and it can kill you.
Exactly.
So consult your doctor, do your research, be comfortable, and take it at your own risk. That is all that I can say. But it worked for me, it worked for my family, it worked for a lot of people that I know, and I've used it as a preventative measure. I used my own mom. I asked my dad to take it. I asked my brother to take it. So as a preventative measure as well.
So if the vaccine comes around, you wouldn't need to take it?
I'm not interested in the vaccine.
Oh, really?
I found something that is curable, and I will keep on using it.
So you think people should have an option?
Either
Ivermectin or a vaccine, whichever one they want to take. Is a vaccine only? I mean, the Ivermectin only helps you if you've got COVID, right?
Look, it's treated for a lot of infections. Like I know a person that has a virus. The doctor couldn't specify what kind of virus. So I said, try the Ivermectin, see if it works for you. Let me know. But first consult your doctor. Take it at your own risk. Let me know. Because that could also, with that testimonial, I can share it with someone else to say, that person had diarrhea and vomiting. It was just known as a normal virus or infection. That person took Ivermectin. It worked. So they are taking it at their own risk, but also a doctor just prescribed Panado and some other stuff.
Really?
Is a Panado going to help with that? So I can't wait to hear the feedback of that child for his mom, just to see what it is. But because of a on a preventative measure side, I've used it on my mom. She's perfectly fine. Used it on my dad, my brother, perfectly fine. I was told that a child under 15 cannot use it. Pregnancy people cannot use it. So that is just information that I feed out, because a lot of people has been asking me for information, and it's my duty to find out the right things so I can try to give them some sort of information. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm speaking of experience.
Thank you, Kouthar. We will wait and see what SAPRA has to say in the next couple of weeks. They're saying that they are doing the research, so we'll have to wait for that. But thank you for coming on the show. I do appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your story, and I'm happy to see that you are okay. We will play a bit of your videos so that people can see some of your journey. We'll play that at the end of the show. But thank you. People can find you on social media, and of course they can check out that group. What is it called?
Sahari. Sahari,
Okay.
yes. It's Ivermectin. I think it's legal Ivermectin
Yeah.
for South Africa, but you can just type in Sahari.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that's advocating it. A lot of people share their journey on it.
Yeah.
A lot of people share how they use and how effective it is. That campaign is strictly for people who are who use it, who actually advocates and believes in it.
Okay.
So
awesome.
it grows every day.
No, I see that. No, thank you, Kouthar Davids. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you. I appreciate it. Another episode. Make sure that you are interacting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Stephen Taylor SA. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thank you, Papi, Akona, and Wade. And thank you to you. God bless. Take care.
Today is my first day that I'm walking out of the ward. They've taken me off from the oxygen, laying in bed. My heart rate was 112. I'm still currently on drips. I am 26 years of age, and I am the youngest in my ward, amongst parents, amongst grandchildren, parents and grandparents, aunts. At first, I couldn't quite believe in what the coronavirus is all about until you contract it, until a family member dies, and you would see the impact that it has on your life. It most certainly had an impact on my life. I may never have the chance to complete all of my dreams. I may never have the chance to bring a child into the world. But I've gotten so much love, so much support, and so much to ask from everybody throughout my journey as a COVID patient. All I want to say is look after your loved ones, protect them, guide them, explain to them the dangers that this have on your life. And like I said, being only 26, being the youngest in my ward speaks volumes. I am scared every single day, and I make dua every single day. I am in pain every single day. I am bruised. I've been pricked with things that get inside my blood so that it does not clot against my heart. I'm not asthmatic. I don't smoke. But I was diagnosed with COVID pneumonia. And I've never been hospitalized in my life. And it's one of the most heartfelt things that I could have ever experienced in my lifetime. From one hurdle after another hurdle after another hurdle. And I just felt that for everybody that I've touched, for everybody that I needed to convey awareness. This is real. It kills. And it's infecting our little ones too. The pediatrician ward has been closed so that they accommodate more people. People die around me every single day. And I've created insomnia that I don't even want to go and see. sleep in fear that I may never wake up again. So I urge everybody to please take precautions during this festive season, because you can save not just your life, but you can save so much other people's lives. From the bottom of my heart, I ask your forgiveness for everything or anything that I may have said or done, intentionally or unintentionally. Because as young as I am, I had to write out my will, because you never know what Allah's plans is for you. So, وتحية لكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.